So I grew up in Maine, though they call it the other Maine, so not southern Maine. It's the very remote part. It's actually the blueberry capital of the country, in Cherryfield. Well, I actually grew up in Addison, but blueberry raking was a very important part of the culture where I grew up. In fact, we used to delay school openings and stuff because the harvest time. So I remember that being a huge part of my upbringing. And I also remember it being the driving force of me wanting to get out of down East Maine because I just wanted to be more enriched with more exciting things, more stores, more people. So I went to school in Rhode Island, and then I promised myself I would never move back to Maine, and then I got a job right out of school back in Maine, so I found my way back here and met my husband a few years later, and here I am. I've called Kennebunk my home for the last 11 years, and I love it there. So I actually was working in marketing for a big company in Portland for a number of years, probably I think close to 10 years. And I used to travel all over the state, and I used to get to see all the small towns and all the bigger cities, and it really just made my appreciation for Maine grow stronger. And so when that job sort of ended, I wanted to do something that was going to keep me invested in Maine and the changing towns and cities here. And I think the best way to do that was through real estate. And my dad's been a real estate agent for 35 or 40 years in down East Maine, and I thought, what a cool way to stay invested in your culture of your state. So I had a friend that was working for RE/MAX Realty One at the time, and she was like, hey, you should, come over and meet some of the people there. And so I started going to some of the trainings with her, and then got to know some of the people and just really fell in love with their culture and the energy. And so, that started my drive towards, making a move into real estate. So I've been working at RE/MAX since I got my license. I think this is my 6th year now. Most of the time I'm at the Kennebunk office because that's where my home base is, but I love serving all of southern Maine, mostly Cumberland and York counties. I love going south of Kennebunk to places not on the water too, places where there are lots of, we have the blessing of having, water all around us, not just the ocean, but also there are lots of lakes and, fun areas. So I love servicing those areas as well. So my name is Michelle, and I jokingly say if you want a real estate agent that you should call me, because you are going to get 100% real all the time. And I love to help clients, and I don't beat around the bush, and I love to laugh and have a good time, and I think that comes out in all the transactions. They can be really tense, it can be really stressful, but I think the best thing you can do at the end of the day is laugh about it and then move forward. It's an exciting transaction, it's stressful, and it's a big one, but it's going to change your life on either end of it, selling or buying.